This boy suddenly realized that a magical solution had dissolved his mother's clothes. Masato, seeing this, wanted to leave immediately, but he didn't notice and slipped, falling right onto his mother. Masato, in fact, was a high school student, but his mother, Momoko, always followed him around. Masato even wrote about this in his family investigation report. One day, Shiraise invited Masato to travel in a video game world with her, and Masato eagerly agreed, seeing it as a great chance to escape his mother. While Masato was celebrating his freedom, he suddenly discovered that Momoko had been transported into the game as well. Masato didn't know what to say but decided to go on an adventure anyway. Masato and Momoko went to meet the king of this world. They shared their information with the king, who helped them create player profiles. When Masato saw his stats, he was shocked. His numbers were less than half of Momoko's. Masato was puzzled as to why that was, and to his surprise, it showed that Momoko was his partner. He wondered if others experienced the same thing, but what Masato didn't know was that this had everything to do with the game's true purpose. The king didn't explain, wanting Masato to figure it out on his own since they were both new players. The king gave them a beginner's quest, which would benefit them. Masato approached the sacred sword and chose a blue one. The king explained that this sword would deal extra damage to airborne enemies. Momoko, however, picked up two swords and revealed that with just one basic attack, she could deal area-wide damage, even killing multiple enemies with a single swing. Masato was shocked, but all he could do was swing his sword, and he only managed to kill a small bird. The disparity in their abilities made Masato feel heartbroken. Masato became furious, even blaming Momoko for joining the game. He thought it was ridiculous to play a game with his mom, and Momoko, hearing this, didn't explain why. She had promised Shiraise to keep it a secret, but Masato was still angry. He shouted that he wanted to sever ties with her and no longer be her son. Momoko, hearing this, was deeply hurt and began to cry. She explained that she only wanted to go on an adventure with him, to bring them closer and strengthen their bond. Momoko begged Masato not to say things like severing ties because when she was young, her mother had said the same thing to her, which caused her great pain. Masato realized his mistake and immediately kneeled to apologize. Momoko forgave him, and from that moment on, they officially teamed up and began their adventure together. They were teleported to the first country to begin their journey. Life there was peaceful, but the NPC models were poorly designed. Momoko took out a guide and said that the first step of their adventure was to recruit companions. So, they headed to the Adventurers Guild. Momoko swung her sword to show her strength, staring the guild staff. Masato, still confused, thought one of the staff members looked like Shiraise. He thought the game was poorly made but didn't care. He chose 3 companions, but Momoko felt like this was a matchmaking session for her son and insisted on approving them first. The first girl liked to fight, so Momoko immediately rejected her. The second girl dressed strangely, so Momoko rejected her as well. The third girl also didn't meet Momoko's approval until a cute girl named Porta appeared. Porta said she was also a test player, and her profession was a merchant, allowing her to enjoy various discounts and carry a storage bag that could hold anything. Momoko found this practical and approved Porta as a companion. Porta swore to be a good bride, which caused Masato to be frustrated, shouting that they were just companions. Then Masato found a mage's resume with the note, "If you don't pick me, I'll kill you." Masato angrily threw the resume away, but to his surprise, it flew back to him. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't get rid of it. Masato, in frustration, stomped on it, and the resume turned into a woman. The mage, Wise, immediately became angry and used a teleportation spell to send Masato to the grasslands. Wise stepped on Masato, explaining that she was also a player. She revealed that the game was designed specifically for mothers and children, to improve their relationships. In this game, mothers were the strongest beings. If they couldn't resolve their parent-child relationship in the game, they would never be able to leave